Hi, I'm Teresa. Ever had that feeling where life finally starts falling into place, only for the universe to throw you a curveball? Well, buckle up because this story is a roller coaster. 3 years ago, I swapped my nursing scrubs for a business suit and opened Vista Art Gallery in downtown Portland. Best decision ever. The gallery's booked solid 6 months ahead, and I've built an incredible community of local artists. Fun fact, the divorce settlement from Derek helped kickstart this dream. Probably the only good thing to come out of that 8-year train wreck of a marriage. Oh, Derek. Where do I even begin? Imagine the ultimate mama's boy corporate lawyer, then multiply that by 10. His world revolved around his family, especially his mother, Barbara. That woman could make a monster-in-law look like a saint. Nothing I did ever measured up. My cooking? Wrong. My career? Unworthy. Even the way I folded their precious family tablecloths didn't meet her standards. And don't get me started on Karen, Derek's sister. She'd waltz into our home unannounced, picking apart everything from my decor to my selfish decision to focus on my career instead of popping out grandchildren. The final straw. Derek started sneaking work documents home for me to review during my hospital night shifts. Turns out, he was using my medical expertise to build cases against healthcare providers without my consent or offering a dime in compensation. Ethical, right? When I confronted him, he had the nerve to say, "But we're family and family helps each other." Yeah, no. The divorce was a battlefield. Derek and his family pulled every trick in the book to make me look like the bad guy. They even sent Martha, Derek's new wife, to my gallery pretending to be a potential buyer just to dig up dirt. Poor thing. She looked so uncomfortable. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Now she's living my old life, probably folding those tablecloths just the way Barbara likes. I thought I was finally free of them. The gallery's thriving, I've got amazing friends, and I'm dipping my toes into dating again. Life was good. Was. It's 11:30 p.m., and I'm in my home office, putting the finishing touches on proposals for next month's featured artists, when I hear it. A loud, frantic pounding on my front door. My security camera feed shows the unholy trifecta. Derek, Karen, and Barbara. On my porch, looking desperate and angry. The pounding gets louder. "Teresa, open this door right now. You owe us this." Karen's shrill voice cuts through the night. I grab my phone and hit record. "I'm calling the police if you don't leave," I yell through the door. "Just talk to us." Derek pleads, trying to sound reasonable. I know that tone. It's the same one he used in court. "Mom's sick. She needs you." Whatever this is, the answer is no. "Leave before I call the cops," I say firmly. Barbara's voice, weaker than I remember, cuts through the chaos. "I have cancer, Teresa, stage 4. They're giving me 6 months." I freeze for a moment but shake it off quickly. "I'm sorry to hear that, but it's not my problem." "You're a nurse," Karen shouts, slamming her hand against the door. "You took an oath. You can't just." "I'm an ex-nurse," I snap, my voice sharp. "And that oath doesn't mean I have to provide personal care to a hostile ex-family." "Personal care?" Derek's voice rises. "She treated you like a daughter." "After everything she did?" I retort, like telling the divorce court I was an unfit wife because I worked nights, or spreading rumors that I was stealing drugs from the hospital. Karen starts kicking the door. "You ungrateful little thank God for Tom, my retired cop neighbor. At 65, he's still as intimidating as ever, especially in his security guard uniform." He shows up right as Karen starts kicking my door. "This is a private matter," Derek begins, but Tom cuts him off with a steely glare. "Private property, past 11 p.m., visible damage to the door. Doesn't look private to me." Karen's voice rises to a shriek. She needs to help our mother. She's dying, and Teresa's too selfish to. "What I'm seeing," Tom interrupts, "is 3 people harassing a woman at her home. I've got Seattle PD on speed dial. Wanna test how fast they respond to a retired officer's call." Barbara starts to cry, but where her tears might have swayed me years ago, now they just fuel my anger. "You have professional care options," I say through the door. "You're choosing not to use them. That's not my problem." "This isn't over," Karen spits. "Oh, I hope you try something," I reply, holding up my phone. "Everything's recorded, including the door damage. Try anything else, and I'll file for a restraining order." They finally leave, Barbara sobbing dramatically while Direct practically carries her to the car. Karen turns back to flip off my security camera, the final petty flourish of the night. By morning, my lawyer has the security footage, door repair estimates, and restraining order paperwork ready to file. Karen's obscene gesture is the cherry on top of my evidence sundae. You'd think that would be the end of it. It wasn't. 2 days later, a social media storm erupts. Karen posts a sob story on Facebook about the heartless nurse who abandoned her dying mother-in-law. The post goes viral in our local community groups, and suddenly my gallery's review pages are flooded with 1-star ratings from strangers calling me every variation of cruel and heartless. Then a private message pops up from Martha. Can we meet somewhere private? There's something you need to know. We meet in a coffee shop 3 towns over. Martha looks exhausted, wearing sunglasses indoors and flinching at every sound. They don't know I'm here, she whispers. Barbara's refusing hospice care. She fires every nurse they hire, saying only you were good enough. But that's not the real reason. She slides her phone across the table. It's their family group chat. They're drowning in medical bills, Martha explains. Barbara's insurance won't cover private nursing, and they're too proud to accept state assistance. They figured if they could force you to quit your gallery, it would solve both problems, free nursing care and revenge for the divorce. I stare at her stunned. I can't believe I got dragged into this mess, she says, her hands shaking. Karen's completely unhinged. Yesterday, she screamed at me for even suggesting a nursing home. And speaking of Karen, she escalates. First, she stands outside my gallery, glaring through the windows. Then she starts coming in during business hours, whispering to customers about how I'm letting her mother die. Sales drop by half. You need to document everything, Sarah, my lawyer friend, advises over lunch. Every post, every visit, every lost sale. We're building a harassment case. I install extra security cameras and give my staff panic buttons. A good call, because Karen finally snaps. It's a busy Saturday afternoon during a major gallery showing. Karen storms in, screaming about family loyalty and karma. Leave, Karen, I say, keeping my voice calm. Instead, she grabs the nearest sculpture, a $122,000 glass piece, and hurls it against the wall. How's it feel to lose something you care about? She shrieks, reaching for another piece. My assistant hits the panic button as I start live streaming on my phone. Karen's rampage continues, destroying artwork left and right, her screams about Barbara's suffering echoing through the gallery. Customers scatter, some filming everything. Police arrive within minutes. They cuff Karen as she continues ranting, calling me every name in the book. But one thing she screams sticks with me. We're losing the house. Are you happy now? Mom's dying, and we're losing everything. I should feel bad. Instead, I remember every family dinner where they belittled me, every cruel comment during the divorce, and every smug smile when they thought they'd broken me. The courthouse is a circus. Karen's meltdown video hits 2 million views and reporters swarm. She takes a plea deal, 6 months in jail, mandatory anger management, and full restitution for the damaged artwork. Her mugshot, mascara streaked and tear-stained, becomes a local meme. Meanwhile, Derek scrambles for damage control at his law firm. Turns out, potential clients aren't exactly eager to hire a lawyer whose family harasses small business owners. Derek's biggest clients jumped ship after someone dug up the restraining order and linked it to the gallery incident. His law firm's partner called an emergency meeting, and now Derek's practicing out of a tiny strip mall office wedged between a vape shop and a pizza place. Barbara, meanwhile, finally got the wake-up call she desperately needed. After she showed up at Karen's sentencing and caused a scene, screaming about family loyalty, the judge ordered a psychiatric evaluation. Turns out, a toxic mix of grief, control issues, and prescription pain meds was clouding her judgment. She's now in a very nice hospice facility, the kind her insurance would have covered months ago if she hadn't been so obsessed with making me her personal nurse. She keeps asking the staff if they fold sheets with hospital corners. Martha says during one of our monthly coffee meetups. By the way, Martha's filing for divorce. I actually saw her thank someone yesterday, she adds. Seems the real care Barbara needed wasn't medical, it was learning how to let go. As for the gallery, it's thriving. After the truth came out, the local community rallied around me. Artists donated pieces for a special exhibition focused on overcoming adversity, with proceeds going to domestic violence shelters. The waiting list for exhibition space is now over a year long. Tom stops by regularly to check on security, often bringing his famous sourdough bread. "Your ex's family did you a favor," he says one day, grinning. "Nothing sells art like a viral video of someone trying to destroy it." He's right. The pieces Karen didn't manage to break have tripled in value. The artists even updated their certificates of authenticity to include "Survived the Gallery Rampage of 2024. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade." "I ran to Derek at the grocery store last week. He looked tired, defeated." "Mom's asking for you," he said quietly. But for her, "I took my time picking out oranges, unbothered. The hospice has my number if there's a true medical emergency. Otherwise, we're done here." He started to say something else, probably about family obligations or forgiveness. Maybe both. I didn't care. I walked away. The old Teresa might have felt guilty, she might have caved, but I'm not her anymore. Sometimes people mistake kindness for weakness. They push and push, expecting you to break, and act shocked when you stand your ground. Well, this ground, my life, my business, my boundaries, it's all mine now. No amount of guilt-tripping, harassment, or flying glass sculptures will change that. What would you have done if someone destroyed $122,000 worth of artwork in your gallery? Would you press charges like I did or show mercy since it's family? Would Barbara's cancer diagnosis affect your decision? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Some of you might think I was too harsh, while others might say I didn't go far enough. After all, they manipulated my medical background, harassed me, and destroyed my business property when I refused to cave. If you enjoyed this story of standing up against toxic family dynamics, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more real-life drama stories.